Lawin Media Network.
Bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
Business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates in the greater Houston community, from Texas and all over the world.
Get informed and empowered with Lawin Media Network.
The following program is produced by Lawin Media Network. The views and opinions expressed in this program are solely those of the individuals appearing on the show and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Lawin Media Network, its affiliates, sponsors, or partners. The content provided in this program is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Lawin Media Network does not guarantee the accuracy, completeness, or timeliness of the information.
Oh, we are already there. Yeah, because it's. Anyways, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Be Bold, Why Not? And tonight it's going to be a very, very good topic that we're going to talk about. But before that, we just want to greet everyone, especially those from the Philippines. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat at sana po ay samahan ninyo kami sa aming episode for tonight. And of course, I'm with no other than Atala. How are you, Atala?
MJ, it is a pleasure to be here with you once again. I just want to also welcome todas aquellas personas que se encuentran ahorita escuchándonos de Latinoamérica. Bienvenido a nuestro episodio de Bienvenido a Be Bold, Why Not? Vraiment, c'est un plaisir d'être ici.
Yeah, and we are live on Facebook and YouTube and
also stream.lawin.live.
Yes, and if you miss our live episode, of course, you can listen to our podcasts at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, Player FM, and
Good Pods, also Podcast Index, Stitcher, Pandora, Podcast Addict, Podcast Cast, and Deezer.
yes, but of course, we would love for you to join us live because we have a game that we always have been doing in our show that if you participate, if you listen, and if you interact, then you can win a prize. And we would love for you to share your thoughts, your experiences, your stories, and just enjoy with us. It's not just Atala and I.
It's about being just
Yes.
engaging in this beautiful topic that we're going to be talking today.
That's,
And I'm very excited, because I think this is what a better time that talk about something that is deep, that we all need it, and that we can all embrace to a higher level and to a very conscious level.
That's very correct.
I'm excited. I'm really excited about today's topic. But also, before we started, I wanted to know, how was your weekend?
Well, it has been always busy, always busy. It's like there's not enough time to do the things that I really love doing. But of course, spend time with family. I attempted to start decorating for Christmas, but I couldn't because, I had to do other things. So I did some cleaning and all that. And of course, Mara had a dance convention this weekend as well. So just doing my mommy duties and my wife duties and relaxing a little bit. It's not as busy as the previous weekends, but I'm getting there, starting to slow down so we can prepare for the holidays, and which we are all looking forward to. I just love this season.
Think about
Yes.
it. It was just like a summertime here and there, and now it's Christmas again. Unbelievable. Time passed so quickly, but that's why we have to embrace the present moment.
That's right. What about you, Atala? How did you spend your weekend?
Actually, I was quite busy. I was doing also a lot of activities, but I also took time to kind of relax. I learned the power of pausing, even in the middle of many activities, you know.
Mhm.
I mean, it is important because to me that kind of charged me with more energy. I did some Zumba, which I love dancing.
Mhm.
I went to my Zumba classes. I run a little bit, you know.
Mhm.
I took nice walks, so it was beautiful.
Way to go, Atala. I need to
I
do
need
that.
to keep going, you know,
Yes,
because
yes.
that's what is like.
Yeah, that is so cool. I
Feel
really
balance.
want to start doing it too. But as I've told you, I think before, I'm already trying to incorporate exercise in my work. So what I do, I take about 10, believe me, 10 to 16 flights of stairs every day, Monday to Friday. So that's my workout. And of course, I'm watching my diet and doing intermittent fasting. So I'm trying to take care of me.
I think
Because,
that's the
yeah.
most important thing
Uh-huh.
because we need to take care of ourselves mentally,
Mm-hmm.
emotionally, physically, you know, because we want to give the best to others. We can never forget about ourselves.
Of course, of course. But before we get into our topic for tonight, we would love to show you the mechanics of our game. So can we?
How to join the game. 1. Watch the live show and listen to the conversations. 2. Watch out for the 2 questions of the day on your screen. 3. Type your answer for each question in the comment box. 4. The first to type in the correct answer for each question wins.
Yes, yes. But for tonight, we're changing the mechanics a little bit. So we're going to be asking our viewers to share their experiences, put it in the comments, and all viewers who will share, we will put them in a spinning wheel. So we're going to draw 2 winners for tonight. So make sure that you will share, okay? Share us your stories. We'd love to know them. We'd
And
love
if you
to
have
share.
any question, also feel free to
Yeah.
ask. But I think one of the most beautiful to me parts is when we engage with the audience, when we can listen to your own experiences, to your own struggles, because at the end of the day, we are going through something in life, and it's better, and it helps us to actually heal when we share. So we highly invite you to participate today.
That's right. That's right. And as we have said, we are doing this show not for us, but for you. So we'd love for you to participate. Yeah.
So
So
let's start. Are you excited about this topic?
I am. I mean, it's something that so many people struggle, including me. I mean, including me. So this is a topic that if we get to really try to do it and apply it in our lives, it can make a tremendous positive effect.
It will change your life.
Yeah.
I will tell you something. We have not even mentioned really about what is the topic, but I highly believe, I truly believe that we should all learn the power of
Forgiveness. Yes, and plus, come on, we're going into the holiday season. We want to feel as free as
Lighter.
possible, as light. Let's just release.
I will tell you
Release.
something.
Yes.
You
Those.
know, during sometimes I love to ask people questions, you know, and I have learned like many of us, we still holding something for the past 15, 20 years. That's amazing because we don't even think about the negative effects that has been created in our health, for example.
Yeah.
So let's start just, you know.
Yeah, let's
a
touch a
little
bit
bit
about
about-
your own experience
That's
with
right.
our topic, because we're gonna get to that. We're gonna talk about the detrimental effects of not letting go of the hurts that we have experienced in our lives, and we're like I'm in my mid, anyway, not mid, but I'm on my golden years, and what I've realized, Atala, is that relationships to me are the things that really matter. I know I have mentioned this over and over with the previous episodes, but I just want to emphasize that tonight because it just is timing for our topic. Because it's very true that if we hold on to things that are pulling us down, that are making us feel heavy, hurt, then we can't live a very peaceful life. I mean, it's like
and
we're
it's just like you know, sometimes I feel like it is about time to become conscious. What is hurting you? What you need to let go? You know, what is blocking your performance, your productivity, what is not allowing you to sleep better, for example, or just building a better relationship with yourself, with your family, or with the world. And many times I have learned over and over and here over and over, it's about forgiveness. It's so difficult to forgive. People always say, I cannot forgive myself. Who is telling you that you cannot forgive yourself, first of all?
Yes, and that's very, as you said, I think before we can actually forgive others, we have to forgive ourselves. Because we may have done many things in the past. We may have committed mistakes that has been actually just stopping us from becoming better and
free,
enjoying and
just
free.
One of the things that is so important is when we don't let go something, from the past, it's heavy and it's blocking us, and we are not even conscious about that. So it's like everything is blurry. You cannot see with clarity. And at the moment that you make that wise decision, as I always say, this is one of the wisest decisions that we can make. It really liberates you, but also create that kind of harmony, in your words, in your actions, in your thoughts as well, and in relationships, which is important.
Yeah, and you get to appreciate you more, because sometimes because we tend to be hard on ourselves because we can't let go of what we've done. We tend to not appreciate ourselves anymore.
It's like holding, think about it. Like you're in a prison, you are in your own prison. So why not just kind of decide, say, what can lose? If you just decide to reframe the relationship that you have had with your past mistakes, for example.
Yeah, and they say it is a common question. It's hard to forgive. They say, what's the difference between forgiving and forgetting? I mean, it's totally different, right? You can forgive. Doesn't have to mean that you have to forget, right? Because you can forgive without forgetting. Of course, whatever memories or whatever we've done in the past, it's always going to be there. It's in our memory. But you don't forget it, but you can forgive. You can forgive and can move on.
At the same time, I think that it's a very humble decision. It's wise and has a lot of benefits that we will talk a little bit more in detail. But for example, when I remember, MJ, when I was going through my divorce and many things didn't work out and I was really going through emotions, of course, I was kind of having this kind of, resentment because it's normal, right? But after, it was like a awakened time for me, say, what do I want to learn from this and what do I want to teach my son? So I learned at that moment that even though I couldn't understand things and maybe were not fair, that I wanted to teach him the power of forgiveness.
Yeah, and we understand, we know because we ourselves experience it. It is hard. It is hard because whatever people had done to us, they hurt, right? It's engraved in our hearts deep down, that feeling. It's not fun at all. It's so hard, it hurts. So it's hard to let go also, and that's normal. I mean, that's not normal as human beings, right?
You know what I came to the conclusion too? That when somebody does something, it's because he's not conscious, that person. If you would think about it, if we were conscious, we will not make so many mistakes in life.
Yeah, it's not intentional.
It's not intentional.
Yes.
It's really dumb because I believe that sometimes we are not aware about, with the words that we say, with the action that we do, how much we can impact on other people's life. Not in a very positive way. So maturity and awareness come in different levels, speeds.
Yeah, and last week we were talking about gratitude, and I think we can exercise gratitude better too if we know how to forgive. And as I said, we are actually discussing this topic because for the holiday season, we have to feel good and we have to do well and do good, right? It's
prepare your heart.
Yeah, we have to prepare our heart,
prepare your mind.
Yes.
And I believe that you're gonna be able to enjoy more these holidays, and not just because it's the time, to get closer and love and show love, because forgiveness should be practiced on a daily basis.
It should be a lifestyle.
Definitely.
Right? It's a culture. It's a way of life. Forgiving should be a way of life. It should come out naturally. And it's easier said than done. That's very true. But, anyways, I think before we dig deeper into this topic, we're going to take a break. So we will be right back. We're back. All right. So we have a comment from one of our viewers. So we're just going to read it for now before we move on. So the comment, actually, it's a question. Says, forgiving is one thing, but what if you are the one asking for forgiveness and someone refuses to forgive you? What do you think,
I think
Atala?
at the moment that you decide, that you asking for forgiveness, you are doing already your part. So you don't need to be feeling, bad, terrible because the other person maybe is not aware of or is not his timing to forgive, right? But as soon as you decide to make the first step, even in your heart, in your mind, that's good enough. You don't have to wait until the other person say, yes, I forgive you. It may happen, it may not happen, but you are moving forward to your liberation, which is very important.
That's
So
correct.
well done.
Yes. Kudos. If
That's
you do
right.
that, yes, you give yourself a pat in the back because now you've accepted. Because, if just accepting that you have done wrong to someone, that takes a lot of courage. That's
so
boldness. So now you have done your part, then let that person, accept it when they're ready. And you've as you said, now you're free from whatever you're feeling negatively because you've been like your conscience has been bothering you because you have done wrong. Then you have freed yourself.
And that's important to consider that because sometimes it's like pain and suffering. From pain, people want to extend in suffering. And this is it's an analogy, not because the person is not ready to forgive you. That means that you need to continue feeling, those emotions, negative emotions.
No.
Not at all. Just go forward, clean your heart and your mind, and it is coming from the truth, like authenticity from your heart, your values. That's good enough.
Yes, you've taken the first step, so that's good. Now we're going to talk about, I've read from Mayo Clinic, because forgiveness, it affects everything. It affects our mental, emotional, physical health. So there are actually detrimental effects of not forgiving or holding grudges with people. Like,
I believe now this is a very interesting. I believe that people will know more about these benefits, right? People will decide honestly that is so powerful and necessary to implement this forgiveness habit on your daily life.
Yeah. Because if you know about these detrimental effects or these negative effects of not forgiving or just holding your hurt and keeping the pain inside your heart, then you would learn to forgive.
Yes.
So one thing is, they say if you cannot forgive or if you're still feeling bad towards someone and because of what they've done to you, it can actually bring anger and resentment into your new relationships. So what can you say about that, Atala?
I think so. When people are moving in resentment, that's one of the worst terrible feelings that you can have because it totally blocks you. It doesn't allow you to perform better. It takes away your energy, your productivity again, your clarity, and it's hurting your relationship. with yourself. First of all, you don't feel comfortable. It's this kind
Yes.
of heaviness, kind of discomfort, no clarity. So why not really kind of, connect with your body?
Yes. So yeah, because it can
Listen.
bring anger and
Mhm.
bitterness. So that's very true. And then because you are so wrapped up with that experience that you had, then you may not enjoy whatever you have. You will not appreciate what you have.
Don't you really
Yeah.
notice sometimes when people are always angry with
Mhm.
themselves, with people? I mean, that's the habit, that's the mentality. Have you even see these kind of people that everything is wrong,
Mhm.
So why is
Yeah.
coming that mentality? Think about it.
Mhm. Yeah, that they cannot even appreciate the things that they have in life because they're just so wrapped up with the negative things that
Exactly.
whatever hurt or whatever mistake or whatever wrong they have done to them, then they can't let go. So they're not enjoying life.
And it's a mindset because
Mhm.
when a person is moving, for example, let's put a little bit the opposite side. When somebody chooses to forgive, that person is more joyful, more attractive, more relaxed, blah, blah, blah. But
Mhm.
what happened with the opposite side? What
Yeah.
happens when you are always holding, these kind of wrong emotions, when
Mhm.
you are always upset, when you are always reacting?
Mhm.
That's taking away
The joy. It's taking away the joy in you, and it's taking away your view of life that you were supposed to appreciate whatever you have, but you
Yes.
don't because
You
you're
don't
just
even
holding.
see what
Yeah.
are the good things in life, your
Mhm.
blessings, your gifts, and all
Mhm.
those things, because there is no way that we can see it like a hate
Mhm.
and love. We cannot have both at the same time.
Yeah, we stay angry. Like and even like we're like anxious all the time. Like
Because it creates a stress in your body.
Mhm.
I mean, we're talking about now,
Mhm.
for example, cortisol level. Every time that we get upset, angry, we're moving in resentment, in frustration, it really goes up your
Mhm.
cortisol level.
Mhm.
So it's also the blood pressure.
Oh yes,
Is
of
that
course, yes. So who would want to stay in this state of health and state of emotion, a state of mentality? No one, right? And as
absolutely?
yeah, we don't want to do that because we can lose our relationships too. We can lose our connections with other people if we stay on that kind of
And
relationship.
also, for example, when you are really more life in life, that creates better relationships, healthier relationships, and you feel more connected with yourself, and people feel more attracted to you. Have you noticed that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. And I'm like based on my experience, of course, it's hard. As I said, it's easier said than done, but it's true. It's hard to forgive, especially if that person continues to aggravate you. It's really hard. But then sometimes I feel like I've actually forgiven this person. It's just that you don't forget. And then there are just some times that it just comes back to you because they continue to do it and things like those. So that's different. But still, all my life, I've probably encountered few people, yeah, that have really hurt me, like hurt. But thank God, I mean, it's just normal or natural. If you believe, if you have the guiding of the Holy Spirit and if all that, it's easier for you to do it because
I think that it's
yeah.
really necessary, to
Mhm.
think about we are here for a moment, I
Mhm.
mean, we all have to go through something in life. Maybe people
Mhm.
come into our life to also help us to grow, because this is also about personal growth. When you decide to forgive someone, you are growing, as a person. You are growing in the way you think, the way you feel. And I do believe that you become also, if you want to learn, you become somebody with higher level of consciousness, but also somebody that has a higher purpose in life. Forgiveness gives you a higher purpose, I believe.
Mhm.
And also it will give you opportunity to connect, with your loved ones from a more authentic, how can I say this, I want to put you an example. When I went through many things in life, I decided to really choose forgiveness from my heart, from my core values. And I learned that to do that, for me, life is simpler. I feel lighter. and I don't never hold any kind of wrong emotions and feelings because I know it's not healthy. So just for that reason, I let it go. Not
Yes.
because it doesn't, you have to think about it, but you have to decide what serves you, what makes you better and lighter in life and healthier.
Yeah, so we're sharing our own experiences here, and we would love for you to share yours too. So please, for any of our viewers, feel free to type in your stories, your comments, your questions.
Or your tips, how do you
Yeah,
forgive people?
yeah, and remember our game for tonight. For those people who will share their experiences, you're gonna be placed on a raffle draw, and we're gonna draw two people at the end of the show. So please feel free to put on your comments and share your stories. So Atala, what's the hardest thing that someone had done
I think
for
that,
you? Like that really hurt you the most?
well, I will tell you many things that happened in the past. For example, when my brother, for example, my brother passed away, and unfortunately, somebody took away his life. And that was very hard to understand. But I learned something in that moment. And I remember my mom used to suffer a lot because that's something that, my goodness, I become a mom and say it's one of the worst things that losing a son could happen. But I remember I told my mom, if we forgive these people that we don't even know what they did, I think it's going to liberate us. And I think that it really happened. It was very hard because when you're moving in pain and you don't understand things, of course it's very difficult. But I think through God's grace, when you decide to forgive from your heart to people who really, really hurt you, it's amazing. Your life changed completely. Completely. Your life, your perspective, the way you live. And I think was one of the things, the worst things. Beside others, when I went through divorce and I ended with two luggages, and I mean, not really like it was not fair, but it doesn't matter because again, nobody's perfect. And I learned the power of really say, what do I want to learn from this? I'm responsible only for myself, not from the other person. So you start choosing and choosing and choosing. And this is also creating resilience and gratitude to a very deep level. So I think it's about just deciding, make that decision so aware. I mean, just be aware about what serves you and make you better as a human being.
Yeah, that's right. And it's not that we're trying to like elevate ourselves by saying that we can easily forgive. It's not that.
It's
but
a process.
yeah,
It's really a
because we
process.
know it's a process. But the same thing with me. I've gone through a lot of, struggles in life, and there were few people that have really done unimaginable things. But at the end of the day, when you are able to actually widen your understanding and broaden, your love for those people, it just feels so good.
Yes.
And then people would like really learn to appreciate you, although there are some that will still not appreciate you.
And it's
Because
still okay,
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay because it's just them. It's not that they're bad or anything like that, but it's just that they don't know how. They don't know how. But for my life, I'm in my golden years, and I can say that those people that have hurt me, I have learned to love them. And I actually love them because I've forgiven them. And it's not easy. When you are able to forgive difficult people, that's a different story.
Yes. I
Yes.
mean, that's
really yes. And I've even heard people say, how can you be like that? I mean,
But
and you know what?
it's
One thing that I want to share is like, there was one time I was just sharing my story, and this person approached me because I was teaching I was a reviewer for tests of spoken English in the Philippines before I came to the US. I was helping nurses to get, to pass the test of spoken English. So I was a reviewer in one of the agencies in the Philippines. And, when you're teaching, you just don't go straight to the topic and all that. Of course, you have to get to know your students and you have to share your story a little bit. And I was sharing my story, and one of the students approached me at the end of the class. And you know what she said? Miss Jane, thank you so much for sharing your story because I couldn't imagine how you do it. I have my own thing with my, she mentioned about one of the important people in her life. And now that I've heard your story, I can forgive him. So
You
thank
become
you.
like a, yeah.
Yes, you blessed me just with your little story. And that's what we want you to experience. If you have those stories that you know can impact other people and
Motivate,
can make,
inspire.
yes, that can make a difference in someone's life,
You know what? It
feel
would be
free.
nice. They can
Yeah.
send it to us. You don't want to share right now. Maybe
Yeah.
you think about it. Just send it to us because that would be beautiful to then
Mhm.
just share with the audience. It's coming from your own experience.
Yes, feel free because you never know. I mean, how you can actually make that person feel better. And it's like one life at a time that you can make a positive impact. It will like have a cripple effect. Then they'll do it to other people, and the other people, recipient of the forgiveness, will do it to others. So,
And at
and
the
we
end of the
make
day,
this, yeah, and
this
then
is for you,
Mhm.
because nobody's in your shoes, but you will actually change your immune system, your,
yeah, you are
your
gonna,
well-being,
yeah,
so many things that will
yeah.
benefit you.
Yes, and we're going to talk more about the other benefits of forgiveness when we come back for a break. So we'll be right back.
What is estate and why do we plan it? What is estate planning?
But no, actually, good question. I love that question. What is estate and why do we plan for that? You say estate, we're talking about what comes into your mind.
Mine is like land and property, houses.
Yes, you're right. Assets. That's your estate. That's why when somebody passed away, we settle the estate. That's what we do when we do probate. We settle the estate because the estate is what you left for your loved ones. So while you're alive, you're accumulating this estate. Why we say estate planning? Why? Well, because mainly the reason why you're doing the planning is you're thinking about what will happen when you pass away, most likely, right?
I
'Cause
mean, we
that's,
all pass away
I know,
someday.
it's just a matter of when. Hopefully not too soon because we want to enjoy our
Drive safe, eat healthy, go to the gym.
Wow, time always flies.
Yes,
When you're enjoying, always flies.
that's right. That's right. So we're here, we're back. But again, I know we're like what do you call it? Like in our language, sirang plaka, right? Para kami sirang plaka, like we keep saying or repeating it. But yes, we want you to get active, participate in the discussion. So feel free, share your stories, okay? And again, for those who will share their stories for tonight, you'll have a chance to win a prize. So come on, we encourage
Maybe
you to do that.
maybe you find yourself that by just listening to this program, you will feel more inspired and motivated to take the first action, the first step.
Yes.
Sometimes we need this push.
Mhm.
We need to become more alert or aware. I always say that about what is there for you
Mhm.
that is available to each one of us, and we
Mhm.
don't need to procrastinate. But because forgiveness is something that we should all embrace
Mhm.
honestly, on a daily basis, definitely, because it will bring you a lot of benefits in your health as well.
That's right.
And that's what we're going to be now discovering a little bit.
Yes, we're going to talk about the health benefits and a lot of other benefits of forgiving. As I was sharing earlier, when, before we took a break, about this person that I shared my own experience, and lo and behold, she realized that she has to forgive. See, that is one benefit. You're actually making an impact on someone's life when you're doing that. I said lives because it's like we have multiple lives sometimes, just like the cat. They say that the cat has 9 lives. Anyway, so that's why I made it a plural, although it should be like that. So you just don't know what
That's the point.
type
If we don't know something,
Yes.
we don't take any step forward. But once that we start learning, I always say, listen to your body because your body responds to every stimulus. Think about it. When you move in resentment, in anger, in frustration, how do you think your body has been affected? How do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it earlier already about the detrimental effects, how it can ruin your health. You can have heart problems, you can get mental issues,
stress.
anxiety, depression, frustration. So imagine if you let go of all of that, how would you feel, right? How do you think
You know how many times,
Yes,
even
yes.
you see this in the hospital, people who has a lot of stress, but not just only the stress, people who has been keeping a lot of resentment in their hearts. It's amazing, I always see like they're coming from this kind of, oh my goodness, heart attacks, or high blood pressure. And then when you start really asking questions, it's because you need to also let go something.
Yes.
That feeling, that emotion that has been accumulated over the years.
So we have a lot of health and other benefits of forgiving or not holding grudges. One of which, of course, is we build healthier relationships.
But
Yeah,
also your immune
healthier.
system gets stronger.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
So
important.
talking about healthier relationship, just imagine when someone forgives you. So you feel good. And then you do that too with the people that may have hurt you a little bit. So you
like
make
this.
those, you make your relationships stronger with the people that you love, with the people that you care about, and with anyone that can potentially, because anybody can hurt us, even a stranger, an acquaintance. They may do something that we don't like and we just get irritated or something. But then if you learn to forgive, your relationship with other people will become better.
I think it's like making a commitment to yourself. Think about just like, hey, how many minutes do I want to forgive this person? And honestly, you can set up your mind to say, I'm not going to keep it longer for 5 minutes. And maybe you say, this is crazy, Atala, but it is possible because whatever you believe, that's going to give you an outcome. So sometimes we have to reframe those relationships. I cannot forgive many people in coaching sessions. I can forgive. So that mentality needs to be reframed in order for that person to start liberating herself or himself.
Yeah, so you build stronger relationships, you improve your mental health, because when you are forgiving other people, it takes out the worry, the stress, the frustration from you. So you will sleep better.
Who doesn't want to sleep better?
Yeah, who will sleep better in the night because you're not thinking about the people that have offended you or hurt you.
And can I tell you something else? Digestion problems also. Because believe it or not, also this part, is affected by the frustration, by the anger, by the negative feelings. So that's very important.
Yeah, because stress. Yeah, because stress can actually trigger acid reflux. Yeah, like if those people that have acid reflux and all that, stress can trigger that. Who would want to experience all that bad feeling? Yeah.
Even when you feel so heavy and people say it's because my back is hurting me, because my shoulders heavy. A lot of the times it's because we are carry a lot of negative emotions, not only in our mind but our body also can perceive that.
Yeah, and then of course, if you are forgiving, then
lightness, liberation, freedom.
You become less stressed, less anxious, less depressed. You enjoy life better. You appreciate the things around you better. You appreciate the people around you better. You appreciate every little thing that comes your way, every blessing that you have. You are more appreciative of the
and also you become very creative, and I'm talking because creativity is in everything, in business, in life, in your personal relationships. But when you are blocked by one of these emotions, again, and I repeat it again because it's so true, most of us were moving always in resentment.
Mhm.
always in frustration, in anger, in anxiety, and then they develop panic attacks, and then, I mean, this kind of sensation of many people feel
Mhm.
very, very heavy in life.
Yes, and of course, you have mentioned already, Atala, it increases your immune system
Yes.
or improves your immune system. Because imagine all the cells in your body, if you're stressed and everything, you are creating that stress in your cells. But then if you let go of that, then your system can work better too.
And
You
it can
get
protect
become
you
less
from
less sick.
infections,
Yeah. Yeah, immune system. So it can protect you from any kind of stress, infection. Yeah, and especially it can help improve your blood pressure too.
I think just overall well-being
Overall,
will
yes.
improve your
Mhm.
health definitely. And I can see that happening, sometimes when people, like, for example, cancer patients, and you ask some questions, it's really interesting when I ask them if they have somebody that they would like to forgive. And
Mhm.
people are like, wow, I was not thinking about it. But
Mhm.
what I do that question is because it also liberates
Mhm.
patients, and
Mhm.
to feel better, to feel lighter, to receive better the treatment. And it's a lot of things that they are deeper than that. So
Mhm.
that's what is very, very, very important. It's beneficial for your health, for your relationships, for your well-being.
Mhm. That's right. And then, of course, it can improve your self-esteem. Just like I was
And
sharing,
true.
if you, it's not that again, it's not that we are like giving credit to ourselves. It's not that. Matal and I are doing that. It's not because we have experienced this a lot that we are forgiving or
I think it's
it
personal
makes
growth
it
and a
makes you
decision.
feel good about yourself. Your conscience is more clear, right? And you're not
Because you are more
guilty.
in alignment,
Yes,
And
yes.
I'm talking about maybe with your core values,
Mhm.
with what is important in life, maybe about, appreciating more the present moment, about letting go the past, which the past is never the present, but you can
Mhm.
always turn around and decide what to serve you.
Mhm.
What do you want to learn from that?
Mhm.
That's when you become wiser. And I do believe you're going to have this kind of opportunity to win,
Mhm.
So I really believe it's important to really embrace forgiveness.
Yeah, and it's just a win-win situation. You free yourself from any pain, hurt, frustrations. You free all of that and you gain all the positive benefits in your health, your mental, emotional, and physical health. And then it improves your self-esteem. You feel good about yourself. And then people will show that. It will reflect the way you talk to people, the way you deal with people.
Your energy goes
Yes,
up
your
also.
energy.
Mhm.
So you are able to accomplish more, become more creative, you become more clear. You have
too.
yes.
Productivity is important, but many
Mhm.
times we are investing our energy in the wrong way. When
Mhm.
you decide to forgive, I can guarantee you, your energy is going to be higher, but also your productivity,
Mhm.
which I think is like like doing more and achieving more in less time.
That's right. So, and as again, we would like to stress, you have to forgive yourself too. Forgive yourself first, because that's when you're gonna feel the benefits. And if you experience that yourself, and if you feel good about it, then imagine how you want that other people to experience that as
And also,
well.
for example, that create a better relationship, of course, with yourself, but you're gonna perform better in any area of your life.
Mhm.
I believe, like, when I make a mistake, of course, I do this kind of self-evaluation, but honestly, I learned to don't stay so much on that feeling because, again, it doesn't serve me. And by knowing that, say, I can identify my errors, my mistakes, but I will analyze them even with compassion because in
Mhm.
that way, it will help me to move forward to my next, activity or destination, whatever it
Or
is,
go,
or
yeah.
goal,
Yeah.
but not with self-criticism because it doesn't empower anybody.
That's right. I feel that sometimes. And because every day we make little mistakes and we may have done bigger mistakes. And if we dwell on them, we tend to get stuck. We're just stuck. We can't move because we are not letting go of whatever that baggage that you have. It feels so heavy. And I've experienced that myself because I have made mistakes too. And they are still in my mind. I still remember them, but that should not stop you from, moving forward. That's why if you forgive yourself, that's when you actually are ready to take the next step. And it takes a lot of courage to move and take a first step, but it starts from forgiving yourself from whatever you've done in the past, forgiving others for whatever they've done to you, so you can move on. And then you will feel that things will fall into place because you have taken that
The step. And also,
Yes,
for
yes.
example, I will invite you to just kind of reconsider how many minutes, days, months, years you haven't spent in just remember that mistake that you have done or somebody did in your life. Think about it just for a moment. And I think that will give you a lot of clarity and direction that you can move forward to feel free and to truly decide to forgive yourself or that person.
Yeah, I think we have one comment. We're gonna read this. They're just emojis of thank you, Velasquez de Prisco, Marta. Thank you so much
Oh,
for
Marta. No,
Marta.
that's-
Thank you, thank you for
A kiss
and
to you.
thank you for watching. But before we move on, or before we go on with our topic for tonight, then we will pause for another break. So we will be right back.
Lawin Media Network.
Bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
Business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates in the greater Houston community, from Texas and all over the world.
Get informed and empowered with Lawin Media Network.
And we'll just read them, okay?
We're back right
we're,
now.
we're back.
Yes, no, but I enjoyed a lot this topic because I think this is something that it really comes from my core values. I think forgiveness is something that I learned, and I do appreciate that I was able to learn to a very conscious level. And I always love to share with people, because when you know the benefits, there is no way that you don't want to share.
That's right. If you know how good you feel about forgiving
Yes.
people, then you just want to share that experience. Pay it forward. If you forgive yourself, forgive others. If others have forgiven you, then forgive others. So pay it forward.
And also think
Yeah.
about it. It's something that doesn't have side effects, only positive side effects.
Mhm.
Is something that is available to every one of us,
It's free.
and it's free. That's
Yes,
right.
it's free. I mean, I think the single most important and free, the cheapest, it's actually free. It costs you nothing.
But
to
it
make
will give you
all the
lot.
benefits is forgiving other people and forgiving yourself.
And think about
Yeah.
it also, when you are, for example, in a family member, in a family, something happened, and then kids start learning how my
Mhm.
mom behaved, how my dad
Mhm.
react. So why not teach our kids the power of forgiveness? Do you know how much benefit are you going to give it to your kids when they learn
Oh,
at
yes.
early age?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
My goodness, they're gonna feel free. They're gonna be able to make better decisions. They're not gonna feel like they are
Mhm.
stuck. They're gonna be more productive. They're gonna sleep better. They're gonna eat better. So it's a lot of things that they are available for each one of us. And I do believe that we have the right
Mhm.
to teach our family, our friends, our colleagues, the power of forgiveness.
Yes, that is very powerful, Atala, because that's true. If you practice forgiveness and your kids or your friends and your family get that or see that in you, if you set that as an example, then they will follow and they will have a better life. They will just feel
Yes.
better. It will become a second nature for them to forgive people because they have seen that. And you know what I've realized too, I think when people see that in you, they tend to forgive you better too. They understand you better because
you can go,
yeah.
by for example, the example that we read before, the other person is not ready maybe to forgive you. But if you just in your mind, in your heart, you already decide that
Mhm.
you are forgiving yourself, you are liberating yourself from blocking your energy, from blocking your relationship, from improving your well-being, your health. So that's good enough. Give
Mhm.
the time the other person when it's his time or her time. But in the meantime, do your job. Do it.
Yeah. So how do we practice forgiveness? I think first and foremost, we have to recognize. We have to recognize what really have transpired or what really happened that we need to forgive. So we have to recognize the situation. We have to accept, because if we're not aware of what to forgive, right? If we are not aware of what to forgive, then we don't know. But we have to be sensitive. We have to acknowledge, our emotions, the harm that was done to us.
Emotions, that's important.
Yes.
And remember
Yeah.
that emotions change, right?
Mhm.
Like our thoughts change, the
Mhm.
emotions also change. I believe that sometimes we have to understand our process of receiving the information from others.
Mhm.
Sometimes maybe we are in the moment in where somebody had maybe an issue and is reacting toward us. So
Mhm.
we are there, and suddenly maybe the conversation start kind of being more, maybe more I would say no aggressive, or maybe not as healthy as it should be.
Mhm.
So sometimes we have to identify, maybe that person was going through something, and we are not even aware.
Yeah.
So nothing is personal until we make it personal. That's
Mhm.
another thing.
That's true. And we just have to understand the situation of the other person, because as Tala had said, if we don't know what really happened or what that person is going through, then we tend to feel offended more. But if we know what's going on, we may realize that we might have reacted the same way.
Yes.
Yes.
Or maybe it was not even
Mhm.
against you. I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking about different things. There are different levels of things that happen
Mhm.
in our lives that, of course,
Mhm.
it's going to take a process. It's a journey.
Mhm.
It's a choice that you can make, obviously, but also it implies personal growth and
Mhm.
spiritual growth as well.
Yes, so it's very important. We have to acknowledge that, and then when we do that, we release the control. It's like when you forgive that person, you're stopping that person from controlling your mind, controlling your emotions,
Your heart,
your feelings,
your life, your
yes,
life.
yes, because it seems like when we are so wrapped up in the situation, we tend to get so limited. Now we can't move because
I love
yeah.
what you say, because I think that's one of the most important things.
Mhm.
We tend to give our control over to that person
Mhm.
or over to that circumstance that happened in the past,
Mhm.
15, 20 years ago, and it's still having that impact into your present.
Mhm.
So I want to invite people to identify this happening today, or it happened 5, 10,
Mhm.
15,
Mhm.
20 years, or even more.
Mhm.
And be very honest to yourself.
Mhm.
Go to the bottom line, say, okay, can I let it go? How is it affecting me? It's serving me or not? And you can have you can make the choice today. You don't have to wait. You don't have to procrastinate this to do it tomorrow, in 2 days, or next year. You can actually decide to do it today. And I can guarantee you will liberate yourself, your soul, and you're gonna become really a happier person.
And if you are struggling with actually letting go and forgiving others or forgiving yourself, there are some support groups out there, or there are some even life coaches out there that can help you with that. Because our purpose is really to make you, you know, grow and reach your potential. And just, you never know, the blessings will start pouring in your life if you learn to forgive people. And that's what we want for everyone. We know that the world is not perfect. It's not. But if there's a way, even with little things that we can do to make things better and make this world a better place, then let's try to do it.
That's right.
Because it's not only going to benefit us, it's going to benefit the people that we love, the people, our friends, our families. It's going to benefit people
I
around
think
us.
it's about humanity, think about how people move in this day. We always are reacting toward everything. People in the traffic, people become less patient with each other. Always, I mean, you are always moving in this kind of energy. And I say energy because I learned that energy is everything. It's even a thought. It's even your words that you speak. So why not really say, I want to feel better today? What can I do to feel better? And when you step out of your comfort zone or feeling trapped, I mean, from these past mistakes, from that experiences that you have been encountered in your life, you can actually decide to feel better, better really, at a very conscious level today.
Yeah, and let's not say I don't know how or I can't. Just ask yourself, how can I? How can I do it? How can I forgive? How can I forgive myself? How can I forgive that person? And we actually have some beautiful quotes from some famous authors that we want to share, because these quotes also have really made a difference in our lives. And if we live by these quotes and we try to follow or listen to the wisdom of these famous gurus, then it can make our lives better. Mahatma Gandhi said, the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is an attribute of the strong. So, would you rather be called a weak person than a strong person? Right? Of course, we want to be strong because it takes a lot of courage. Because when you forgive someone, you're actually accepting the fact that you've been hurt. Because I think sometimes too, we don't want to forgive because we don't want to accept. We deny. We're in denial.
Acceptance is one of the most important things in everything in life. To move forward, you have to accept, first of all.
Yeah, and I think there's another one from Mother Teresa. I think there's a quote. Yes. That is so. Why don't you read it? Yeah.
If we really want to love, we must learn how to forgive. What a powerful quote from Mother Teresa. Because love also, kind of motivate you, inspire you, move you to forgive someone. When you're moving in love, I think that was the most beautiful values that we can all embrace, and it will help you to actually, say, hey, why not? What do I want to feel? What I want to share, how I want to really embrace life. Love is fundamental.
Oh, yes, yes. Love is the most powerful of them all, right? And then, of course, wow, Atala.
This is one of mine.
Yeah. For you want to read it?
I say forgiveness is one of the wisest and conscious decisions you can make today. That will produce positive and immediate results in your physical, mental, and emotional health.
Yes, absolutely true. Way to go, Atala.
Thank you. Yes. I love quotes, to me they're powerful.
I know. And to me, for me, forgiveness is something, it's a gift. It's a gift that you can give to yourself. It's a gift that you can give to the people that have hurt you. It's a gift that you can give to the people that you love, that you care about. It's a gift and it's free. So why don't you give that gift to people around you? Giving is so powerful. And when you give, you will receive it yourself. So if you give forgiveness, it will come back to you.
And what a beautiful way to say it. It's definitely a gift. And you don't have to, go to the superstore, the more fancy store to get it and spend thousands and thousands of dollars. Not at all. It's there. It's available to each one of you, for your family, for your friends.
It may be
necessary. It's really necessary,
Yes, and it may cost no dollars, but it is the most valuable gift that you can give to someone and that you can give to yourself. So let's learn to forgive and just feel this world with love and forgiveness, especially this holiday season.
And
But
let's try to
yeah, keep it. Yeah, we're not just saying it for the holidays. I'm just saying especially, but then we have to practice forgiveness in our day-to-day lives.
And think
Yes.
about it, life is full of
Mhm.
situations that happened at the spot.
Mhm.
Sometimes you can have a beautiful relationship with somebody, and suddenly the person maybe, for whatever reason, react in a different way, and then it breaks the relationship. It's up to you the meaning that you're giving to each situation that happened, because it's not what happened outside, it's what's happening inside of each person. So when you move in forgiveness and you do it at conscious level, I will really guarantee you that your life will improve in every single area. So let's start just embracing forgiveness, not just for these holidays, but on a daily basis.
That's right. So hope you'll learn something from us tonight, and hope that you will continue to patronize our show or watch us, because we're here to just share these beautiful challenges that we have, and that we are here to help you get through them, and how to really build that good self-esteem and good relationships with other people. So again, we are here every Mondays, 7 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you enjoy your holidays, especially Thanksgiving is coming up.
So much
So
to be grateful.
yes.
So many things to be
Oh,
grateful.
yes.
Maybe that would be a good hit, right?
Yes.
Forgive someone.
Yeah. All right. So let's forgive. We may not forget, but we can forgive, so we can move on to a better tomorrow. So good night, everyone. See you again next Monday here at
Beautiful, beautiful evening.
Yes. Be bold. Why not? And for next week, our topic will be, I think we have a video.
How can small gestures of goodwill transform our lives and society?
Be a part of our journey as we explore the extraordinary impact of the power of kindness with MJ and Atala in the spotlight.
Embark with us on an inspiring quest to uncover the transformative effects of kindness. Consider how intentional acts of warmth and generosity have the potential to uplift, heal, and unite us as we build a more compassionate world.
Tune in live Monday, November 20th, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
There you go. I can't
Wow.
wait. Yeah, another
It's gonna be beautiful,
yes,
that topic
another
too.
great topic. I mean, it's just timing for all this, but
We're going to be looking
yes,
forward,
yes,
to just kind of place those seeds
yes.
that
So
will have positive side effects in your life.
yes, so join us. But before that, okay, if you want to communicate with me, you can email me at mjverzosac@gmail.com, or you can follow me, my Instagram, Nurse MJ for you. And for Atala,
Yes, you also would love to just connect with me. I will be looking forward to receive your comments or, questions, anything that you really would like to share. And you can find me as in Instagram as Atala Coach. In email, you can write me Atala at atalatobar.com, and also website www.atalatobar.com.
all right, good night, everyone.
Have a beautiful week.
Good night, and God bless.